Hi y'all. We're gonna try this way. Facebook is giving me technical difficulties, so we're gonna do this way. Give me a second to get back here, and then I will see if I can get okay, hold that thought. All right, hang on one sec. It's going to say that the video is going to pause because I have to, there we go. There we go. There we go. My goodness. Here she comes.
I'm here.
Oh my God. Technology is not my friend today.
No.
Like I tried everywhere. I went into my personal account and tried to join. I was in back and forth, and every time I clicked on it, it said not available, or it would just shut the app down completely. So I said, okay, well, maybe it's just my phone. Let me get my laptop. I get my laptop out, same thing. And I was like, all right, you know what? And then you're like, you try starting it, see what happens. Comes right up. I was like, really? Really? Okay, universe.
We can't win. We can't win.
Just gonna sip my tea.
Yeah. I have mine somewhere. I spilled a little bit of it, so I wasn't really happy.
Oh.
I know. I was miserable. I really was.
So hey Krista. I think my friend Maureen is on here. I think I saw her name in the list there.
Who?
My friend Maureen. She came and hung out with us the day we did the 6-hour live. She hung out with us. She makes those really cool dolls.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. You never know what tea she's drinking. Not with her. She doesn't even know half the time.
This is just good old-fashioned Twinings Irish breakfast tea.
We're not fancy today. No fancy?
I realized, of course, today, which is too late because we had tea and taro last night, that I forgot to steep some of the Mabon tea for people to try like I did last time. So I have that.
Get over there. Now that reminds me, I've got to get over there for the box. We literally have one more day.
Yep, tomorrow or Saturday is Mabon.
Yep, I did my altar today. I have my simmer pot going.
Your simmer
but I got
pot sounded amazing.
It was. Oh my goodness. I actually left for a little while. I had to go out into the yard to forage. I got myself some apple mint, some yarrow. What was the other thing I got? Got a little bit of jewelweed. And I had the catnip out there. I haven't gotten that yet. But I got like an apple mint. It's a mint family, but it's an apple. It's called, because it's wild, it's called apple mint. So I have the apple mint and the yarrow and something else I brought in. But while I was out there long enough that when I walked back in, I could smell it. And it was amazing. Yeah, I was sitting here all day and I'm like, I don't smell nothing.
I'm trying to figure out if I can just plug in my hot plate for my slow cooker and put one of the mugs on it with just throw in some, like, I was looking, I'm like, oh yeah, I have orange peels, I have cinnamon, I have cloves, I have, like, I was like, oh, I could just put those in some water and put it right on the hot plate in a mug.
Yeah, exactly. I have one of those. I have my candles sitting on that one. But even like one of those little crock pots, those little miniature ones that you put a candle inside of.
Yeah,
they work really good too.
They work really good. Yeah. I bet I could get one of those pretty cheap.
Yeah. Some people use those butter warmers where they have like a tea light at the end. I don't
Well,
like
I
them.
like the little mini crock pots because
Yeah.
they're versatile. You can use them for anything. Queso being one, like
Yeah.
just a little, you know.
My problem is with the tea light ones, I'd forget to put the tea light in. I know I would. So with the crock pot one, I could just every once in a while walk by. Let me add some water
Yep.
and just add some water, freshen it up, and keep it going.
Yep.
I'd forget the whole tea light. It's a whole ordeal, and then I'd end up somewhere else in the house trying to get a tea light. I'd do 10 million other things and then forget that I was supposed to turn on the tea light.
Yeah. I think I have like a crap ton of tea lights somewhere. I should bring them
I
in.
do. I have them. I don't know.
But
No.
so our topic for today,
Yeah.
our topic
Yeah.
is because I had a lady that came into the shop, and so she inspired this topic because she had a conversation with someone that recommended she find a spellcaster to do what she wanted done so that the spellcaster would take the brunt of any like karma or
Yeah.
pushback or whatever.
That threefold
There's
law, the cosmic
right. So some people
consequence.
believe in the threefold. Some people believe that what goes around comes around,
Yeah.
karma,
Yep.
consequences.
Yep.
So I thought that was, and I kind of looked at her and I said, just so you're aware, um, if I do something for someone, like at their request,
Mm-hmm.
I bear no responsibility for that. That is all on you, the person
That's
who
you doing.
commissions it. That's my opinion. That's my, like, if there's going to be pushback, it's not going to come to me.
And that makes sense. That makes sense because obviously you don't have any dogs in that fight.
Yeah.
So you're not going to bear the consequence. Your energy exchange, that's done. They pay you for the spell, then you do it and you're good.
But I think that people should do their own spell work.
I agree. Now, me, on the other hand, I believe there's a consequence no matter what you do, because again, we live in that gray area where there's no black and there's no white. So everything's going to have a consequence.
Absolutely.
Whether it's going to be something bad because of what you've done, I don't get that. You get what the universe has planned for you,
right?
Regardless of what consequence people think. So I've had people do these horrible, like, curse spell, these curses. But then I hear people that say, well, if I don't believe in it, it won't touch me. And then the other person, and in that instance, you sit here and think, well, then who gets the consequence?
Right.
Spellcaster? Because if they don't believe in it and they don't get it, then where's that energy?
Like, there's also collateral damage when it comes to spell work. Like, if you do a spell on a specific person, somebody around them can catch collateral damage. It happened to me.
Yeah.
And I wasn't the target of the spell.
Yep. You pay the consequence.
I just happened to be the next person that walked in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And I still pay for that in trauma flashbacks.
And I can understand that. Let's say someone does a spell for their ex-boyfriend, that he may be miserable and have a horrible life. Let's say that guy has a child. Well, his horrible life now affects his child.
Mm-hmm.
I
I advise people to think long and hard before doing any kind of spell work, especially if they're trying to do it on somebody. And know that it's manipulation. Absolutely. And if that's your goal, cool. But you have to be aware.
Yeah, you better be stone-hearted enough to take those, whatever you see come from it. You better be stone-hearted enough that you're not going to be like, oh, I should take it back, and I feel so bad because that little girl didn't deserve it. Hey, you did it.
It's when I see people wanting to do love spells, I just flipping cringe because I'm like, why can you? Let's do a spell for self-love. Let's do a spell for you to attract love in general. Mm-hmm. Why do it on a specific person? So you want that person to be with you because you put a spell on them, not because they actually want to be with you?
That makes horribly no sense.
Right.
No
So
sense at all.
I've never understood that because I'm like, why would you do it?
For me, I rarely do spells unless it's something that I really thought of and I'm willing to put the energy into it. Like a
Mhm.
curse for me, to do a curse on somebody, I have to know that I'm going to dedicate XYZ time, as long as I want the curse to last, doing that.
I have I have a motto when it comes to curses. I would curse you, but you're not worth the herbs.
Exactly. And for me, it's not worth the energy to have to go once a week and mess with that spell and mess with that curse to keep the energy going. It's not worth it. That's like a lot of people that say to me, I think I'm cursed. Honey, if you knew the amount of energy
Well,
that goes into a curse.
but there's cursed, and then there's like there are people who inadvertently curse other
Curse
people by
themselves.
thinking bad, like just bad mouthing them in general,
Hmm.
sending them negative energy,
Yeah.
blackwishing, like all of those things can have an effect on a person. Another thing that also acts like a curse is a psychic hook, where somebody is basically trying to energetically keep tabs on you.
You know, the other part of that is the manifestation of your own words. I'm cursed.
But
Guess
yeah, you do to
what the
yourself.
universe heard.
All you have to say to somebody, legit, all you have to say to somebody is, I curse you. And they're going to
Yeah.
fuck their own stuff up because they
Yeah.
think they're cursed. And
It's
meanwhile,
in
you
their
didn't
head.
actually do anything but say words.
So the
So,
same way that I can say, I'm going to get a job before next week and I manifest it, I claim it, I own it. You can, and the
yeah,
universe hears it, gives it to you. The same way you can sit there and say, so and me broke up and now they did a curse and now I'm cursed. Well, you just
yeah.
manifested that.
Krista says she doesn't believe in doing spell work on others, but she enjoys doing things like infusing things into her cooking, which is, I love. And
That's
Maureen
awesome.
says she does more offering to the universe to allow it to work in her life and not focus on other people on a specific outcome. Perfect.
And
I
that's
like that.
great. And that's absolutely the way it should be. Spell work, I mean, it's so detailed. You have magic per se, okay, witchcraft. You can't really, they say there's no rules, but there is. There's guidelines. And one thing intersects with another that intersects with another. For instance, you haven't done your shadow work. Somebody triggers you. Now you go off and do a curse. And it just kind of, it goes on and on and on. You didn't do your divination. We
Right.
talked about this yesterday.
Do your
Someone,
divination first. Before you do any spell, the first thing you do is divination to figure out whether or not you should actually do that spell.
absolutely. So now you've got shadow work, you've got divination in there, and you better have your correspondences to be able to do the effective curse the way you want to. True, you can just use your words. I curse you. But the more
Mm-hmm.
energy you put into it, the more energy it's going to get. You know,
Right.
it's kind of like when we do cones of power in a circle and we're dancing and we're chanting and we're drumming, we're building up that energy, you know, like a child on sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all intertwined. You
The
better be ready
energy,
to continue it.
the energy inside of a circle, now that you mention it, can get so intense
Mm.
that there are people that genuinely cannot handle it. They have to sit down. We
Yeah.
call it circle sick. They get circle sick. It's just too much energy
Mm-hmm.
and they have to sit down. They get overwhelmed. And
Yeah.
it's a sight to see, you know, when
Oh,
somebody is so affected, you know, that they need a chair, you know?
yeah, absolutely. I did a circle in my living room one time for my stepson, and it was basically because he was just really in a bad spot, and I wanted to give him a safe place to just get some clarity for himself. So I did a full circle. You know, I love my ceremonial magic. I did a full circle, and I said to my husband, "Do you want to sit into it?" He's like, "No, I'll just sit out here on the couch." I said, "Well, put your feet up because you're going to disrupt my circle." So he did. After that, after I opened the circle and everything was done, he regretted that choice.
Uh-huh.
Being that close and outside the circle, he regretted that choice tremendously.
Yup. Learn to accept with you. Yeah. Yeah.
Acceptance, yes. And see, again, in order to accept, shadow work.
For sure. My therapist and I had a chat about radical acceptance when like you just okay is what it is. Can't change it. Why am I stressed about it? And she said in some instances that can be good because she heard me say something. It was something like I had basically given, I was like, whatever, I can't even like whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. And and she was like, yeah, that we call that radical acceptance when you just, and I'm just like, okay, I can dig it.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes that acceptance is giving up also. And you have to be very careful with
Yeah.
both of them.
Hey, Shannon. Oh, she just looked in her Maybach box. Oh,
Oh,
I'm
nice.
glad.
Yes, let me go back real quick before we continue the topic. Please, people, don't forget Maybon boxes are over there. You have till Saturday technically, but get on over there. You can't be guaranteed that it's going to be there. All right. I know I need to get over there because I need the second of something that's in there because I have the first.
There's 4 boxes left on hand. So
okay, I'll be there Saturday. So better be one for Saturday for me.
I'll set yours to the side.
Yeah. So now you're down to 3 people. Come on. Get with the program.
So
going back to the topic,
back to spell work and who bears the consequences? The caster, the commissioner, or the target?
I really do believe that is an answer that can vary depending on what the universe decides. Because although the universe isn't judgmental and doesn't want to play judge and say, oh, they deserve it, so I'm going to give it to them. But it also knows what's in line for us from the very beginning. So if it's something that we need to go through, then yeah, we're going to get that consequence as a target. If we've been an asshole and the universe wants to let us know, hey, it's time for your lesson, and suddenly you're sitting here in shit.
When the universe wants you to sit down, it will make you.
Yeah. So if someone came along and did one of those spells, if someone came along and did one of them spells and made me sit down, the universe allowed it.
It's you learn, you win some, you learn some.
And here's the other part of that. I really, as I agree with you on the part about the spellcaster. I don't believe that the spellcaster takes on that karmic anything. And the reason is because a good spellcaster will first do their divination to know whether we have the permission of ancestors, ascended masters, our guides, or the universe, that we have permission to do this. I don't care how much money they're offering me. The universe says, no, it's not happening.
Right. And I don't advertise that spell work for hire. I don't, because I'm not really, I would rather say, okay, you want to do a spell, let me tell you how I would do it. And then you can do it yourself.
Absolutely.
Then the caster is the person who's commissioning the spell, and they should do their divination to see if it's okay to do.
And and at the end of the day, if you believe in magic, you believe in the craft, you believe in curses, you believe in manifestation, there's got to be a reason why you won't create your own spell or your own curse or backlash or whatever it is that there's got to be a reason you aren't doing it. If you're afraid, then you have no business doing it or nobody else doing it.
Right.
Now, if you're afraid for a reason.
Right.
Like, what are you afraid of? It's coming back on you?
The specific situation was, one person wanting another person to basically go away. Just go away. And after I explained, if that's what you want to happen, I can tell you how to do that, but you have to be aware of the consequences, the possible consequences. Do the dividend. She's like, oh, yeah. So then I should probably do something less. And I was like, how about this? How about this? about you do a spell or ritual to banish negativity from your life?
Yep.
And I gave her a simple candle spell. And that's it. If you want if there's somebody bothering you and they're giving off negativity and they're, do a banishing of negativity. You don't need to think about that specific person.
Exactly.
Just negativity in general.
Fix it all. I mean, because I can personally say there's not one single person that brings negativity into my life. So if I'm going to waste the energy and do one, I'm going to do the fucking all of them.
Yeah.
So,
it's,
in general. But when you start telling people the amount of energy and the amount of work and the possible consequences of doing those type of spells, they start to think twice. And when you start to, if you really have that moment, if you're thinking twice, then you better be sure.
It's a be careful what you wish for situation.
Yeah.
This may not turn out how you think it's going to turn out.
Exactly.
I wish for a windfall of money, you know what I mean? And then like 2 days later, somebody very close to you passes away and you get an inheritance. Was that how you wanted it? No.
But it's got to come from somewhere. Exactly.
So you have to, you got to.
I've heard people, oh, I want money. They're walking down the street, they find a wallet. It's got $1,000 in it. Oh, I've got Christmas money. Yeah, but somebody wasn't able to pay their rent this month now.
Right.
That was the wallet with the rent money, And
usually,
instead of asking for the easy routes, find a way to turn it around on yourself.
So I had a friend that said this to me. They had done some spell work or some manifesting about having more income, having more money flow. And then they kept getting offered extra shifts at work, right? And they're like, God damn it, universe, that's not what I meant. I don't want to do extra work. And I'm like, if you want it, you got to work for it. You asked for extra cash flow. The universe is providing it. Just because it's in a way that you don't prefer.
I mean, what do people expect? To pull it out of a hat? I mean, do we have a rabbit hat around here? Is it just supposed
to appear in their hands? Like, I don't, I would love
you're going to open your wallet
and just walk in and be like, oh, hey, here's $10,000. Oh, cool, thanks. That's not usually what's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I always remember the story in the Bible about the lady who gave her last bit of oil in her lamp or whatever. And then she had a never-ending flow of oil forever. That's not how our wallets will work. No matter what we do, we've got to put the work into it.
Cool, every time I open my wallet, there's money in there, no matter what. That'd be awesome. Yeah,
I think
definitely find ways of manifesting your intention. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yes, definitely. Gratitude is very important. Maureen brings up a good point there. Would say thank you. The more you're grateful for, the more you will have to be grateful for.
Yeah. When you're always focused on what you don't have and always miserable because of I don't have this, I don't have that, then you're not going to have anything.
All that stuff that I talked to you guys about yesterday, about the shop and about changes coming up. I walked around today several times going, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. And it was funny because it wasn't supposed to happen that quickly. We were just walking around, what was it, Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
We were walking around Saturday. She finds out about this. So it hasn't even been a full week.
Nope.
And she found out it was coming up and she's like, okay. She says, well, if the universe wants me to have it, they're going to provide the money. Next thing I know, she's messaging me. Hey, guess what's happening? Yes, the universe said yes. So the universe will find a way for you to do things. So you can do all the spell work you want, whether you want better health, whether you want more harmony in your home, more money, a better job. It'll find a way to do that for you, but you have to be willing to, one, put up the work and be grateful for it. Mm-hmm. Be grateful for the way it comes to you.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like we have 7 or 8 people hanging out with us.
Why is mine only showing 2? I thought nobody loved us.
Into the chat, so we know who we're talking with and say hi.
No, I'm really sad. Mine's only showing 2. I'm over here thinking, yeah, nobody loves us. Nobody wants us.
Everybody loves us. They could show their love too, but I think we enabled stars. Like if somebody wanted to send us stars, that would be cool.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
it's
know what it
awesome.
does, but I just like stars.
Who doesn't like stars?
Hey,
You know
now.
what? I can always count on Chris to just kind of brighten my day because she's always just so full of positivity when she sees us, and I can just imagine what
Absolutely.
it's like in real person. You know, just so full of
I can't
yay.
wait for her to come and visit.
I know. If she doesn't hurry up, we're gonna have to go down. And there's Cher.
There's Miss
Sherry, there
Claire.
you are. Yeah,
And then, yeah.
I'm
So I
having
need to get
tremendous
Krista up
fun.
here and I need to get my friend Louisa up here because she's a trip
Oh boy,
and she
we
needs to
can't
come
have
visit.
too many. We can't have too many. We're gonna be in trouble. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's a lot of trouble. But you know what? Having your tribe and having a vibe, there's no better feeling. There really isn't.
Hmm. People that you feel like you can talk to about things that are sensitive, that
Yeah.
are, you know. So at one point, my theta healing instructor and I were having a session, and he said to me, I intentionally, there's not one person in this world that knows everything about me because I won't let that happen. And I just looked at him and I went, huh. And I had to think about it. I was like, you're right. You're
For
right.
me,
So I have become more open. I still don't think that there's anyone that knows exactly everything about me, but I think that I'm more open to telling my stories.
yeah. For me, it's the other way. It kind of flips the other way. No one knows a whole lot about me because I'm always changing. So you might know the me that used to go out and party and get into trouble and just kind of like go and do whatever she felt like it. That was me when you knew me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know me now?
Right. Oh, yeah, I'm completely not the same person.
Mm-mm. I'm not the same person I was a week ago. I'm not the same person I was a month ago.
And it's funny because the amount of pain that I'm in on a daily basis, I still do more and smile more now
Mm-hmm.
than I did 20 years ago.
And we have to. You know what we learn? We are not the disease.
No, yeah.
The
The mouse
mouse.
has been in the corner.
I think as far as illnesses and whatnot, yeah, I'm a lot more active even with the illnesses, not my illnesses because they're not
Right.
mine.
We don't claim them. It's not
No.
my this or it's not my psoriatic arthritis. It's just psoriatic arthritis and it can go F itself.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. So the ones I have, I kind of just said, okay, if you're going to limit me, then I'm going to take advantage and I'm going to push that limit, and that's pretty much what I've done.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm loving
But
it.
you know what? I have to give you a shout out and appreciation and love because when we were walking around on Saturday and I said, I'm going rogue, I'm not taking my walker, and you were like, I got you.
I got you.
That means the world to me because like that to me means, okay, if we're walking down the sidewalk and my legs go out from under me,
You're not going down.
somebody is right there to help me get back up. When you don't have that, when you don't feel like that growing up, or you don't feel like you have somebody to
Mm-hmm.
have your back, that's a big deal.
It is.
I was
I want
raised to be extremely
everybody to feel that.
independent, and I am extremely independent, and it's hard for me to
Mm-hmm.
accept help from people, but I'm learning.
But you know what? Nobody has to know it. Nobody has to know that that you need the help or that you're. If they see it, they're going to be there.
But I never trusted that because it wasn't the case, because
Yeah.
the people who were supposed to help me
Mm-hmm.
didn't.
I think I've become the way I am about having people's back like that because I've always wanted someone to have my back like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if I didn't have it and I couldn't have it, then I'm going to be that person so that no one ever has to experience that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care if I just met you 30 seconds ago. If you need me, I'm there for that 30 seconds. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be there until, because in my book, we're all in this together. And like they say,
Mm-hmm.
we're not getting out of this alive. So I might as well instill that little bit of humanity every chance I get.
Yeah, for sure. What do we got here?
I talk about the maintenance of the
My
meat suit.
consciousness is different. Yes, your consciousness is different than your physical body. Yep.
My meat suit goes through a lot of abuse, and it's intentional.
The maintenance of the meat suit. I like it.
I learned that people won't ask for help. So you know what I've learned to do instead? I've learned to read people. I've learned to watch people. I'm a people watcher because I want to know who's around me and what they need and what I can be, how I can be there for them in the most authentic way possible. I don't have the same friendship with you as I might have with someone else, but I'm there for both of you because I watch people differently. I interact with them differently.
It's different friendship. It's different.
I mean, even now, I've been, even with you, okay, I'll give you an example of this whole, I got you. I joked about the fact that I didn't like you when I first met you, and over the period of time, we've become closer. And in this last few months, we've become very, very close. And it's like, well, okay, what happened? Universe, like, it didn't kind of intersect. It went boom and stuck us together at the hip kind of thing. But you've made a comment yesterday, and it's gotten me. And today, I've been like churning it in my head and churning it in my head. And you know, that's she's smiling because she knows exactly the comment. And I know that I can go to you and be like, okay, now what's going on?
Yeah.
But I want to hear what's going on in my head first, because maybe I'm missing something. But that's the kind of friendship we have.
Uh-huh.
It's we got you.
Yeah.
We're there.
I feel like we complement each other in that, like, you come up with these good ideas that were knocking around in my brain, but I couldn't make them come out. And so then I hear it come out of your mouth, and I'm like, yeah, that's it. And
yeah. And she's all for that. It's amazing.
What do we got here?
Like I decided we're going to do the book nooks.
Yes. Very good, Maureen. That's an excellent plan.
I love that. Peace in my daily.
Yes. Peace is a good one to invite in. You
peace
know,
and
and
harmony
it's
is so amazing.
easy of writing down, I claim peace in all aspects of my life.
Yeah. It's really sad that when people think of those terms, peace and harmony, they only think of Christmas time.
Really?
What's one of the most common words around Christmas time? Peace, joy, you know, those type of feelings, those positive feelings.
I started focusing on peace when I was trying to figure out ways to use positive language as opposed to saying, I don't want drama. I'm not going to say I don't want. I'm going to say what I want. I want peace.
Yeah. Always make it in the positive so that positive continues to come.
You know.
Yeah.
Because somebody said to me once, and it kind of stuck, that the universe doesn't hear the negatives, the don'ts, the no, the, you know. And so when you say, I don't want illness, I don't want pain, the universe says, here's I want. Oh, you want pain? Okay, got it. Here's more pain. Whoa.
Yep. I heard how that worked, and I couldn't wrap my brain around it. And then one day it clicked. You know, children, they listen to about a quarter of what you say. So when you call little Johnny and he's out in the yard and you're screaming, little Johnny, come here. Well, you don't expect little Michael to come running, although that's who you wanted. You wanted Michael, but you wanted to push Johnny away, so you kept yelling, Johnny, get away. Go for what you want, and that's what's going to come. Call out for it.
What you think about, you bring about.
Yep.
So if you're thinking about pain because you don't want it, you're still thinking about it and you're still bringing it to you. So think about things that you actually want.
It works. I spent so many, I have fibromyalgia. I spent so many years in that excruciating, I can't do anything pain. One day I actually said, I'm done. I am so done. And now nothing stops me. I just kind of keep going and keep going and keep going. I've done so much in the last few years that a couple of years ago would have put me in bed for a week.
Yep.
And I do it in a day.
I am currently in a flare-up, but I'm doing what I do. But they're trying to tell me, they're trying to tell me what I'm experiencing is fibromyalgia. And I keep saying to them, that sounds more like a symptom than, they're like, if you can tell me why and what the cause is, then I will accept that as a diagnosis. But until you can tell me how or why it happens, I think you're just trying to lump me into a category and not figure out what's going on.
I got sick of it, so I stopped even bothering with the doctors for that in itself. I decided to take other routes, meditation, a little bit of time to slow down, slow down, get in touch with what I'm feeling. So if today's not going to be a good day for my legs and it hurts, then I'm going to gather up all my books. I'm going to gather up my laptop. I'm going to gather up my Nintendo Switch. I'm going to gather up the remote controls, and I'm going to sit my ass down and do it.
We need to do a Reiki show.
Yeah, we do. I think that would be so amazing.
I could use it. The Body Keeps the Score. Yeah, I have that book right now. My therapist recommended it. It's about trauma and how trauma can manifest in your body as physical pain, physical symptoms, illness. And we've all had our fair share of trauma. So
yeah, I think that I've just kind of, I've pushed so much positivity into me that I can't feel any of the other stuff. And I just don't think about it anymore. I don't need to. My jukebox is driving me nuts.
So, I tried to explain to the doctors this way, because if you look at my medical record, it's like the unabridged flippin' dictionary. And I get out of bed every day. And I sometimes I get dressed, sometimes I stay in my pajamas, but needless, I'm up and I'm doing things. So I attribute that to all of the energy work.
Yep.
All of the healing work that I do, all of the, it matters. Is it curing me? Not necessarily, but it's alleviating some symptoms. It's helping me have a better mindset about it. It's helping me.
It makes our life manageable.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I know for me with the fiber, I pushed it. We talked the other day, speaking of energy in our bodies, and we were also talking about spell work. I'm finding that people have this problem where they feel sucked dry of energy when they do workings, whether it's moon, like the moons are coming out, you get a new moon energy, you got full moon energy. Then they do spell work, or they do a meditation, or they do a ritual, or whatever they do, and then they're like, so I'm just worn out. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you worn out from something that's supposed to be so magical? You're worn out because you're not following the guidelines.
Well, and I say, and it comes out kind of flippantly, but I'll say, because you're doing it wrong.
I know. I hate doing it, but it's like, yeah, exactly.
Let me give you some techniques that will help you.
There you go. You see, and there is. That's why people tell me that there is. When people tell me there are no rules to witchcraft, I can't buy it. No,
there's always an energy exchange. Always an energy exchange. You just have to know where your energy bank is.
Yeah.
Like, where are you going to get that energy from to use for this working?
Yes, and you're going to need it. If you're going to be in a trance state for shamanism, if you're going to be in a trance state, and that takes some serious energy because you're kind of just there and you're not really there. Where do you get this energy? If you've got to know, it's not going to come from you.
Well, here's the thing with shamanism, especially traditionally, what a shaman would do is to take the illness from somebody into themselves, or the trauma into themselves, and then transport it and then get rid of it. I know different ways. I studied shamanism at the same time I was studying theta. When I combine them, there's no trauma to my body.
Yeah. You've got to work with the energies properly.
I don't take anything into me. I direct it.
Yeah. You know that meat suit we talked about? I've got like a second layer. It's okay. If you've ever been to Mexico, all right, we have a U.S. border, and then we have a big space. It's like a mile wide, and then there's the Mexican border. In between there, everybody can go. Yeah, we can go and come as we please. Mexicans are in there, and Americans are in there, but we can't go beyond the second ones unless we're supposed to. That's kind of how my body is. I'll let certain things in and it might come out, but there's that other boundary that other things just
border control.
I have strict border. I'm an ice man.
She got spiritual border control.
I'm gonna build a wall because sometimes those emotions escape. Yeah, they do. They find the weak wall, the gap in the border.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, nature therapy, yes. That sounds fun.
Oh, I know. I keep telling her that I'm going to get...
We're coming to your woods, Shannon.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I seriously want, even if it's just a one-night retreat, just one night. We go in, we spend the day meditating, and we have a nice chat over a breakfast, and then we do maybe, if there's a water source, do some sort of self-care, even if it's just like facials or whatever. Nice circle, some dancing, some drumming.
It's going to be fun.
I
can't wait to get the drums. It's going to be so fun.
We're one step closer on making drums.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw those and they are reasonably priced. The class won't be like those $20 and $30 classes, but
right. No, it's going to cost, because with the wood and the hide and all of the like the sinew and all the things that you need to make the drum. Yeah, that's a lot of supplies.
They sell these kits, and the kits range anywhere from like $60 to $100, $150. That's just the kit to put them together. Oh, a pond sounds nice. You know what? We're going to start working on it for maybe the first week of like June or something. Start putting it together. I think that would be great.
Yeah, because that'll be a good time because it won't be too hot.
Yeah. Yeah, we still have those chilled days. That would be really good.
It's now 8:00.
Yeah.
So, does anybody have any questions or comments about stuff that we talked about this evening?
We have a shout out for the yoga instructor down the street. I can never remember people's names. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Carrie Ann, and the yoga studio is called Pure Energy Yoga.
Yep.
And go like her Facebook page. And she's going to have a grand opening on November 1st.
Yes.
So please come out and support her. She's
excited for us because of our dance.
She's very generously offered us to use her wide open space for our witch broom dance class once she's open.
Yeah.
So
we'll have a lot of room to be shoving around those brooms.
Yeah.
That'll be a lot. Yeah, she wants floors. Jen needs floors and walls.
Yes.
I'm good. But so we have that shout out. What else is going on? We've got a couple workshops coming on. Tia and Tarot last night was It's very insightful.
Yes, it was a smaller crowd, but it was good because I think everybody got a chance to chat and you know, people really just needed some connection and some, you know, let it out time.
Exactly. And that's why you do these. I mean, it's more about being with your people than it is about the activity itself. The activity is just a side bonus, but it's about really just being with your people. I find that so many people don't have that or are afraid, and even trying to have someone to go to, you know, until you get over that cold feet type of thing, where you're scared of the people because you don't know. Well, I'm not scared, but you're maybe intimidated.
Right, but it's a good place to come. Like if you're looking for your community, if you're looking for your witchy friends, you know, these things are there for that reason.
Yep.
So that you can come and meet people and find your crew.
Yeah.
We love you too, Krista.
We weren't meant to be solitary people, but we also weren't meant to be with just anybody.
You got to find people that you resonate with, that you vibrate on the same level with. It's not, you know, you don't have to have exactly the same interests. You don't have, you know, but you resonate on that same frequency, you know? So even if you don't get along in all things, you still get along.
And you know what? If you don't feel that way, but you want to, then you move there. That's who you go to. You don't hang out with bikers if you really want to be a ballerina. Okay? If your vibes are down here and you are trying to bring them up, then hang out with the people whose vibes are there. Because you'll have you can't fight the fact that your vibes are going to go to their surroundings. It just falls in unison and it happens. You cannot, it's nothing you're doing. It's just the way the universe intended it.
So let's see, do we have any
questions, any topics?
Yeah.
Any other shout outs
for next week?
Yes.
And shout outs.
Any shout outs?
Oh, so we have moss making coming up, right?
Yes.
So the moss gardens, and then bullet journaling.
Yes. Bullet journaling and giving it your own witchy spin, very modified. Yeah.
That's coming up. We have a lot. Check Facebook for all of we have a lot of events coming up.
I'll be at Amos on Saturday.
Yeah, come get your 10 reading. 10 readings.
Yeah, we're bringing it back.
10-minute reading.
We're bringing it back. Yeah.
Yeah. If you need a mini Reiki or a mini reading, come on over.
Yeah.
If you
we're not even putting a time on it.
Area, come to my event.
Yeah, we're not even putting a time on it. It's just $10. We sit as we sit. So we have that. I'll be there Saturday. Then we have the mosque one, and then we have the journaling one, and then there's another one coming up the following Saturday. Is it? Yeah,
something like that. I don't have my calendar in front of me.
Yeah, there's another one on Saturday. I'm sure of it.
So, all good things. So.
Oh yeah, that one's. Ooh. All I'm going to say is tarot.
Oh, intuitive, yes.
Yep.
That's coming up.
That one's going to be one that you're not going to want to miss. That's going to be fun.
Love it.
With that said, if there's no other questions or anything else that you'd want to hear from us on, we will bid our dues.
Yes. Exactly. Throw out some topics for next week.
Yes, definitely. And if you ever want to come on with us, you're more than welcome to. Just let us know. Send in a message. Say, hey, can I join you? We'll bring you on.
Totally.
There's enough spots
totally down for that.
For all of us.
We need guests. We need people to come and talk about what they do.
Yes.
So
we should bring Jamie.
Who?
Jamie.
Yeah, she would do it.
Yeah, she totally would. Oh, she's a hoot. Awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
But all right, people. It's been a pleasure. We love you. And we'll see
Bye, my
you soon.
lovelies.